Hey everyone, welcome back to our Python learning series. Today is day 4, Conditionals and Logic Building. We are going to learn how to make our programs think, using if, elif, else, and logical operators. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to write decision-making programs, like a grading system, an odd or even checker, and a largest of 3 numbers finder.
Let's get started. Up until now, our programs have been running from top to bottom without making choices. Conditionals allow our code to ask questions and take different actions based on the answers. The structure is simple. If, check a condition. Elif, check another condition if the first was false. Else, run this if none of the above conditions were true.
Before we write our first conditional, we need to know how to compare values. Python gives us these comparison operators. Double equals checks equality. Exclamation mark equals checks not equal. Greater than, less than. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. And here's a cool trick. You can chain comparisons. For example, 10 less than age less than or equal to 18.
Before we dive into conditionals, let's quickly see how comparison operators work in Python. Here I've written a simple program. First, we set some values, age equals 15, x equals 10, and y equals 20. Now, let's check each comparison operator. X equal y means equal to. Since 10 is not equal to 20, this will print false. Next, x not equal to y means not equal. That's true because 10 is indeed not equal to 20. Then, y greater than x checks greater than. Since 20 is greater than 10, it prints true. Similarly, x less than y checks less than, and that's also true. We can also check greater or equal using x greater than or equal to 10, which prints true, and less or equal with y less than or equal to 15, which prints false. Finally, here's a cool trick. We can chain comparisons. 10 less than age less than or equal to 18 checks if age is between 10 and 18. Since age is 15, the result is true. So that's how Python's comparison operators work.
All right, we've learned how to write simple if, elif, and else conditions in Python. But sometimes a single condition is not enough. We may want to check multiple conditions together. For that, Python gives us 3 logical operators. They are and, both conditions must be true, or, at least one condition must be true, and not, reverses the truth value.
Let's begin with the AND operator. Suppose we want to check if an age is in the adult range. That means the age should be greater than or equal to 18 and less than or equal to 60. If the age is 25, both conditions are true, so it prints the message. But if the age is 15, the first condition fails, so nothing happens.
Let's write a simple Python program to check if a person's age is between 18 and 60. Here is the code. Age equals int, input, enter your age. If age greater than or equal to 18 and age less than or equal to 60, print, you are eligible. Otherwise, print, you are not eligible. This program asks the user to enter their age. If the age is greater than or equal to 18 and less than or equal to 60, it prints, you are eligible. Otherwise, it prints, you are not eligible.
Next is the OR operator. Here, we only need one condition to be true. For example, checking if today is a weekend. If the day is Saturday, it prints. If the day is Sunday, it also prints. But if the day is Monday, both conditions fail, so nothing prints. Python programming for weekend check. Day equals input, enter the day. If day equals Saturday or day equals Sunday, print, it's a weekend. Else, print, it's a weekday. This program asks the user to enter the day. If the input is Saturday or Sunday, it prints, it's a weekend. Otherwise, it prints, it's a weekday. Finally, let's look at not. Not simply flips the result of a condition. If something is true, not makes it false. If something is false, not makes it true. For example, if it is not raining, you can go outside without an umbrella. Program to check the weather. Raining equals input. Is it raining? Yes or no? If raining not equal to yes, print go outside. Else, print better stay inside. This program asks the user if it is raining. If the answer is not yes, the program prints go outside. Otherwise, it prints better stay inside.
And yes, we can also combine them. For example, if the age is less than 18 or greater than 60 and not equal to 30, then we say you are not in the adult range.
Let's write a Python program with combined logic. Here is the code. Age equals input. Enter your age. If age is less than 18 or greater than 60 and age is not equal to 30, then it will print condition is true. Otherwise, it will print condition is false. This program checks two conditions together. First, it verifies if the age is either less than 18 or greater than 60. Then, it makes sure the age is not equal to 30. If both conditions are true, it prints condition is true. Otherwise, it prints condition is false.
So that is how logical operators work in Python. They make your conditions more powerful by allowing you to combine rules instead of checking just one thing.
Now that we've learned the basics of conditionals in Python, let's move on to some exciting mini projects. We will work on 3 small projects that will help you practice and build confidence. The first one is a grading system. In this project, you will write a program that takes a student's marks as input and assigns a grade like A, B, or C based on the score. The second one is an odd or even checker. This project will help you write a program that takes a number as input and tells whether it is odd or even. And finally, the third project is the largest of 3 numbers finder. Here, you will create a program that accepts 3 numbers and finds out which one is the largest among them. These mini projects are short, fun, and super useful for mastering conditional statements in Python. So let's get started and try them out one by one.
Hey everyone! Welcome back to Python Mini Projects. In this program, we are going to build a simple grading system. The program starts by asking the user to enter their marks. We use the input function, convert it into an integer, and store it inside the variable marks. Then we apply conditional statements. If the marks are greater than or equal to 90, we print grade A+. If the marks are between 80 and 89, we print grade A. If the marks are between 70 and 79, we print grade B. If the marks are between 60 and 69, we print grade C. If the marks are between 50 and 59, we print grade D. And finally, if the marks are below 50, we print grade fail. This way, the program checks the user's marks and prints out the correct grade. Try running this code with different inputs and see how the grade changes.
All right, now that we have completed the grading system project, let's move on to our second mini project, the odd or even checker. In this program, the user is asked to enter a number. We take that input, convert it into an integer, and store it in the variable called number. Next, we use the modulus operator. If the number divided by 2 gives a remainder of 0, then the number is even.
Otherwise, the number is odd. Finally, the program prints the result telling us whether the entered number is even or odd. This is a simple yet very useful project to practice conditional statements in Python.
Great! Now let's continue to our third mini-project, finding the largest of three numbers. In this program, the user is asked to enter three numbers one by one. We take the inputs, convert them into integers, and store them in the variables a, b, and c. Next, we apply conditional statements. If a is greater than or equal to both b and c, then a is the largest. If b is greater than or equal to both a and c, then b is the largest. Otherwise, c is the largest number. Finally, the program prints the result showing which number is the largest among the three. This project helps us understand how to combine multiple conditions using logical operators in Python.
That's it for today's lesson. We learned how to use if, elif, else, how to apply comparison and logical operators, and we built a small project. In the next session, we'll move forward into loops and see how to repeat tasks automatically in Python. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and practice the exercises. See you in the next one.